Welcome to News Tonight. I'm Rhoda Ngonzi. Elizabeth Nakakoni will join us in a bit on sign language. President Yoweri Museveni has received and held a meeting with the Indian investors in Uganda at Statehouse in Entebbe. A delegation of Indian investors led by the chairman Dev Chariga and former Indian chairman Chaplot had many issues, which include Indians to be recognized as one of the Ugandan tribes, political representation in parliament, and people who grab their plots, among others. But before that, President Yoweri Museveni has commended the Indian community in the country for having played a big role in Uganda's development. He asked many Indian business people to invest in Uganda and take advantage of the unexploited potential in raw materials, manufacturing of fabrics, steel mills, dairy and leather tanning. The president was hosting the Indian community to a Diwali dinner at Statehouse in Entebbe.
President Yoweri Museveni last evening hosted the Indian community to the 4th annual Diwali celebrations at Statehouse in Entebbe. Diwali, also known as Deepavali, means rows of lit lamps. It is one of the most popular Hindu festivals of lights, marking victory of lights over darkness, good over evil, knowledge over ignorance, and hope over despair.
I congratulate you on the new year, on the new Diwali. Congratulations for the Diwali of 2017.
He commended the Indian community in the country for having played a big role in Uganda's development and wooed more Indian business people to invest in Uganda. He urged them to take advantage of the unexploited potential in raw materials like manufacturing of fabrics, steel mills, dairy and leather tanning.
I would like the Indian business groups to cover more of those areas. Merari and Jaipuria helped me with milk. Mukwano helped me with soap. Then from soap he went to cooking oil. Then from cooking oil, I don't know what else he's doing now. So that's what I would appeal to the Indian business groups, to cover all these areas. You find that the areas where we've got inadequate effort, like for instance, leather.
President Museveni assured them that there is no problem for the Indians born in Uganda to become citizens. He said that he would personally follow up the matter of citizenship of the Indians. He noted that Africa is a continent that unites people, adding that the Indians who have lived in Uganda are entitled to become citizens as long as they are loyal to the state.
The Constitution is very clear. Somebody who has never lived here, who has no historical claim, if he stays here for 10 years and wants to become a citizen, he will apply. But for you, your grandparents were here. The one who spoke the truth, because he said that some of the Indian groups came even before the borders of Uganda modern Uganda were concluded.
President Museveni observed that what Uganda lacks most today is value addition to her products. He observed that before the Indian companies took over dairy production in the country, the government plant in Kampala used to produce only 15,000 liters of milk per day. He, however, observed that within a short time, the production of milk rose to 500,000 liters per day.
So Merari and Jaipuria, they took over the ritual facility of the government dairy corporation. which was processing 15,000 liters a day. By the time they handed over, it was producing 500,000 liters a day. Uganda was not only self-sufficient in milk, but was also exporting.
He therefore encouraged Indian groups to cover up the various areas of value addition and manufacturing. President Museveni assured his guests that Uganda will not have another shortage of electricity, adding that the government will strive to ensure that electricity is available and at a cheap price. He added that the cost of electricity for industrial consumption should not be more than 5 American cents per unit. The Indian Commissioner to Uganda, Mr. Ravi Shankar, praised the bonds between Uganda and India, which stood together in the fight against colonialism.
Africa in the past used to be known for countries meant for tourism, famine, starvation, tribal war zone, and uneducated population. But today, Africa has stable government, right policies and regulatory bodies in place, discovered huge natural resources and minerals, huge mass of educated youth, and due to this, Africa is the future of the world.
High Commissioner Ravi Shankar said that the Indians of Uganda are honored to be nationals of Uganda and India. He saluted President Museveni for hosting them to the Diwali celebration. He wished the President a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
This is such an important value, one shared by Ugandans and Indians alike, and one of the great strengths that underline the Uganda-India relationship. We share this value in our societies.
Of the Ugandan Indian Community Association, Mr. Chirag Dave, thanked President Museveni for the invitation to the Diwali celebrations in Statehouse. He assured the President that the Indian community is committed to working with Ugandans towards the industrialization of the country, promote peace, security and harmony, not only in Uganda but the region as well.
Diwali Mubarak.
Harris Nambi, UBC TV.
Relatedly, the delegation of Indian investors led by the chairman Dev Chirag and former Indian chairman Rajesh Chaplot raised a number of issues to the president, which include Indians need to be recognized as one of Uganda's tribes, political representation in parliament, and people who grabbed their plots, among others. Let's take a look.
President Museveni has praised Indian investors for their role played in boosting Uganda's economy and urged them to turn their energies on value addition.
Even in the past, even in the pre-colonial times, it was people from Zanzibar who used to do trade between the coast and here. And therefore, when the Indians came to Uganda, they filled that gap, the gap of trading.
President Museveni assured Indians that their issues of political representation, recognized as one of Uganda's tribes, will be worked upon.
Children who are born here want to become citizens, they will become citizens. Who will stop them? They just apply, and I will follow it up, make sure that they become.
The board member, Indian Association, Sanjay Patel, says much as most of them have lived in Uganda for decades, they are not recognized as Ugandans while applying for passport.
You are not only considered as us as economic soldiers, but you have considered us as children, your children, children of Uganda. We are always with you, you know that. We couldn't be more thankful that you invited us back in 1986 when you came in power, and that will never be forgotten.
The former Indian Association chairman, Rajesh Chaplot, reported to the president that some people had stolen the plot of land where the offices of the Indian Women Association was situated, yet they acquired the land in the 1940s. The Indian High Commissioner to Uganda, Ravi Shankar, appreciated the president for allowing Indians to transact business in Uganda with assurance of security of life and property.
Excellency, sir, our community has not been fortunate to worship with you. We therefore would like to officially invite you to one of our temples to worship with us for the continuation. The Indian Association of Uganda appreciates your government's continued effort and commitment in facilitating peace and development.
Banonya Cosmos and David Musenze, UBC News.